So is the music that you play and in the symphony and the chamber, is it global, international, the same music that we played in, say, Prague?
Oh, yeah, and the interesting thing is that Mexico I have 2 seconds here, I'll tell you a quick story, about 50, 60 years ago, there was the head of the opera company in Mexico City, and he said, "Mexico doesn't have an identity," so he sent these guys off to beaches to find some songs, and this one guy, Moncayo, he came back and he wrote the Huapango, which is basically Veracruz songs, but the interesting thing is that you can't play this piece, and it's the 2nd national anthem without a symphony orchestra.
Hmm,
It's got harps, it's got 2 trombones, it's got, like, 3 trumpets, it's got a huge string section. You cannot be Mexican if you don't have an orchestra. I think that one piece has brought classical music to life in Mexico because you really can't have this whole Mexican you can't celebrate Independence Day if you don't have the Huapango. I have a version for quartet, but it's not a quarter as powerful as what the original version is, and if he'd written it for, like, a group of mariachis, I think the symphony orchestras wouldn't be as prominent as they are.
interesting, isn't it?
Mexicans
Fascinating.
love music.
It
Mexicans
Very musical. Like it's what I noticed. Like in musical small bands, you have in every even small city, yes, and people like to sing, and
Yep.
it's what really attracted me from cultural perspective.
One
Other
of the
than
best singers in the world, opera singers, is Mexican. He's one of the most famous opera singers in the world, and he's actually, I think he's from Veracruz, near that area.